Good afternoon, students. Welcome to the online class of Biology for Engineers. In our today's session, we are going to start with Unit 4, Human Diseases. In our previous session, we have completed Unit 3, that is Genetics and Evolution. We have finished with Unit 3 in our last session. So, today we are going to start with Unit 4, Human Diseases. In this unit, we'll be discussing about the different types of diseases like cancer, hypertension, influenza, hepatitis. Here we'll learn the main cause of a particular disease, what are the different signs and symptoms related to different human diseases, and how to manage a particular disease, and how to get treatment of different diseases, and how our immune system is helping us in prevention of different diseases by the role of different types of vaccines. Here we'll understand the role of different vaccines, how the vaccines are helping in prevention of different illness or disease or disabilities. So in this unit, we'll understand the ability of our immune system to help us to fight against the different diseases with the help of vaccines. As you know, human body to function properly, all the organs and organ systems must be having a well coordination among them for a healthy body. If there is no coordination among the organs and organ systems of the human beings, then the patient is said to be having a disease. So it is important to understand the different types of diseases affecting the human beings. It helps us to understand what is going wrong in the body of human beings. So in this unit, we'll study about the different human diseases, discuss about the types, causes, signs and symptoms, and management of human diseases like cancer, hypertension, influenza, hepatitis. And this unit will help us to know how our body is responding to different diseases or infections, and how our immune system is playing an important role for the human beings to survive, and how the infections or diseases is affecting the human beings, and how the immune system is responding to different infections or foreign antigens, and how it is fighting against the antigens or the microorganisms or the germs which are entering the human beings. So in unit 4, human diseases, the first disease what we are going to study in this unit is hypertension. Hypertension is nothing but high blood pressure. High BP is hypertension. Blood pressure is the force of blood pushing against the wall of arteries as it is flowing through the arteries. So these arteries are the blood vessels that is carrying the oxygenated blood from the heart to the body tissues. So based on the disease here, hypertension, in majority of the cases, hypertension is of unknown cause, but however, certain causes, these are the causes which is the related to hypertension. These are the factors which are contributing to the causes of hypertension disease. Age over 60. Advancement of age may also be responsible for hypertension disease. Then heredity, in some cases, hypertension may be related to heredity or race and the salt sensitivity. In the diet, intake of more salt is also responsible or the main cause of the hypertension. So next we have here the symptoms related to the disease hypertension. Symptoms of complicated hypertension, nothing but high blood pressure. It includes dizziness, headache, shortness of breath, blurred vision. So hypertension, if it is left untreated, it will result in all this following complications. Other possible symptoms and signs includes nosebleed, blood in the urine, fatigue, chest pain, pounding sensation in the neck, chest and ears. So high blood pressure can develop with all these symptoms. The symptoms will appear when the blood pressure is severe or high, and all these warning signs and symptoms of high blood pressure, it is varying from person to person. Next we have is diagnosis of hypertension. Medical and family history of the person we need to see who is suffering with this disease, hypertension or high blood pressure. Physical examination of the person is done. Ophthalmoscopy, examination of the blood vessels in the eye, is also related to the diagnosis of hypertension, because in the hypertension or high BP there will be swelling in the eyes, and that will reduce the vision of the eye because of the bursting of the blood vessels in the eye. The normal blood flow in the eyes will be damaged, leading to the loss of vision in the eye. Chest X-ray is also done to diagnose the hypertension. Electrocardiograph, ECG test is also done, that is related to the diagnosis of hypertension. blood and urine tests are done to diagnose this disease, hypertension or high blood pressure. Treatment to lower the blood pressure to levels that will prevent the heart disease, because hypertension is mainly affecting the heart and its blood vessels. Then how to prevent this hypertension? Prevention of hypertension. First one is reducing salt intake, reducing fat intake, losing weight, getting regular exercise, quitting smoking. All these are the preventive measures to be followed related to hypertension to lower the high blood pressure. So we have seen about the hypertension, its causes, symptoms, what are the signs and symptoms, and how to diagnose by different tests, and how to prevent this disease hypertension, and what treatment should be taken. Next disease what we are going to study here is influenza. Influenza is one of the most common occurring disease or infections. It is a viral infection which is occurring in the human beings. This influenza is a viral infection. It is caused by a virus, nothing but influenza virus. And we have three different types of influenza virus here: type A, type B and type C. It will mainly affect the nose, throat, and it will also spread to the lungs. So influenza virus is affecting the lungs. Influenza under serious conditions or complications will also result in death of the individual or the death of the organism who has got infected with this influenza virus. Type A, type B and type C are the different types of influenza virus which is affecting the human beings and giving the different symptoms, and it is spreading to the lungs. So lung disease is influenza. It is affecting the nose, throat and lungs. This virus is spreading when people with cough, sneeze or talk. And the infected people, when they cough or sneeze or talk, they will release the droplets of this virus into the air with their mouths or noses. So the people who are nearby, they will also get infected with this influenza virus. And this influenza virus human beings are getting by touching the surfaces or objects that is having the flu virus. Flu virus is nothing but the influenza. Influenza virus, we also call it as flu virus. So you can get this flu virus or influenza virus by touching the surface or objects that has flu virus on it and then touching your own mouth, eyes or nose. So we should avoid touching our hands to mouth and eyes or nose, and we need to sanitize our hands or wash our hands whenever we touch any surface or objects which are infected with this influenza virus, nothing but flu virus. So virus is entering a healthy human host, healthy human beings. The virus is entering through the inhalation of the droplets of virus, which is transmitted by the infected patients. And these are the symptoms of influenza, which are more severe, and it is long lasting when compared to common cold. Influenza virus will enter healthy human beings usually in the winter season, and the symptoms will begin after 1 or 2 days of infection, and the symptoms includes runny or blocked nose related to common cold, sore throat, cough, other symptoms of this influenza virus, flu virus is high temperatures, cold sweat and shivers, headache, joint pains, fatigue, feeling exhausted. There may also be gastrointestinal symptoms related to digestive system, gastrointestinal symptoms such as nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. So this influenza virus is also affecting the digestion. These are more common in children than in adults. It is affecting mostly the children. Next we have is diagnosis of influenza virus. It is usually, all these are the tests which is recommended for the detection of influenza virus, like antigen detection. First one, antigen here is nothing but the influenza virus. This antigen detection test will help us to see the presence of influenza virus in the person infected with influenza disease. Isolation of the virus or the separation of the virus is also done related to the diagnosis of influenza disease to see the presence of influenza virus. Polymerase chain reaction technique is also done. Serology is also related to diagnosis of influenza virus. In the serology, the serum of the person will be tested, or the body fluids of the person will be seen to detect the presence of the flu virus or the influenza virus. So all these tests are done to check the presence of influenza virus in the person infected with influenza disease, common cold. Next we have treatment. coming to the treatment, drug treatment like amantadine and rimantadine are two drugs we are using to treat this particular influenza disease. This amantadine and rimantadine drugs are useful for this influenza virus to reduce the effect of influenza virus. We are using this drugs even drinking plenty of water and drinking plenty of different fluids and juices and staying hydrated can also treat this influenza virus. Taking rest and sound sleep will also help to fight against this infection. Nothing but influenza virus infection. Maintaining hygiene, cleanliness, hygienic environment will also help to minimize the symptoms or risk of this influenza. Zanamivir and oseltamivir, these are the drugs, new drugs, which is also effective in the treatment and prevention of this infection. Nothing but influenza. Zanamivir, this drug is taken by inhalation, and oseltamivir drug is taken orally, nothing but through mouth. So these are the diagnosis and treatment related to the infection. Which infection we are talking about here? Influenza infection. Influenza virus is causing the influenza disease. Then prevention. How to prevent this influenza disease? By vaccination. Vaccination is the primary means of prevention of influenza. Vaccination is nothing but taking vaccine. Vaccine is the preparation which will contain the dead microorganisms or weak form of microorganisms. This weak or dead form of microorganisms, our immune system will identify this dead microorganisms, nothing but the vaccines. Then our immune system will produce the antibodies which will bind to these disease causing organisms, nothing but the influenza virus, and they will destroy this virus. We're talking about the prevention of influenza virus. A major difficulty in immunoprophylaxis. Immunoprophylaxis here is nothing but the prevention of this disease by our immune system. How our immune system is responding to different vaccines taken by the human beings, and how our immune system is destroying these viruses, and how it is giving, the vaccine is giving us immunity against the infectious microorganisms like this influenza virus. This influenza virus is frequently changing its structure. That is why vaccines cannot be made in bulk, as the appearance of new variant strain will make the old vaccines useless. So influenza virus, new strains are appearing with different structures. So we cannot make the vaccines in bulk because as the influenza is changing its structure, virus is appearing in new variant strains. The most important indication for immunoprophylaxis here, it is related to immune system. How our immune system is giving us immunity or resistant against the infectious microorganisms like influenza virus through the vaccines, by vaccination. How our immune system is helping us destroy this virus with the help of different cells like T helper cells, T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes. All these cells will be produced by our immune system to prevent the human beings from different diseases. How the ability of the human body to resist against the infections. Vaccines, we have two different types of vaccines here: inactivated vaccines or live attenuated vaccines. Inactivated vaccines are nothing but the killed vaccines. Inactivated vaccines, killed vaccines. In this killed vaccines, the disease causing organisms, the virus will be killed, the entire organism will be killed or inactivated with different chemicals such as formaldehyde to make it harmless. And in live attenuated vaccines, in this type of vaccines, the organisms will become weak or attenuated by growing them over and over again under nourishing conditions so that they will reduce their disease causing ability. Attenuated here, it is nothing but weak form of virus, weak form of influenza virus. Attenuated, weakened form of influenza virus. These are the two types of vaccines which we are using for prevention of influenza disease: inactivated vaccines and live attenuated vaccines. So thank you, students. We'll continue with unit 4 in our next online session.